Hi, Annette Neal from PRD Whitsunday. Unfortunately, bringing you another indoors e-flyer this week as we are seeing some seasonal rains here in the Whitsundays. A little bit dreary outside, but rest assured, it's never cold at this time of year. Now this week I wanted to discuss the latest CoreLogic report that has come out in regards to what happened in the housing market nationally during January. So we saw house values go up by 1.1% in January across the entire nation. And that's an increase from December, which was at 1%. So remembering that that is traditionally quite a slower month in January where we do see a lower volume of sales. So it's a little bit hard to predict what the trends are going to be this year at this stage. We'll have to wait and see what happens over the entire quarter to see really what the outlook is looking like. Again, the RBA met this week and they kept interest rates on hold, however, have made some indications that later in the year, given the rate of inflation, they will look to increase interest rates. So we're starting to see some fixed term pricing on mortgages creep up in line with that. And that is having a little bit of a push down on the affordability for people to purchase. So be interesting to see what happens there. Now, Brisbane and Adelaide led the capital cities in January. They were up significantly higher than the national average. Figures up around, I think, 1.8% there. So certainly people trending towards looking outside of the traditional capitals of Sydney and Melbourne. Now the regions, which is us obviously, but the regions have been performing really, really well. People looking through lockdowns, all of those issues in the big cities, particularly Melbourne, to get out and to look to have a bit of a tree change. So the regions' housing prices increased by 1.8% over January. Now, interestingly, again, no surprises, everyone wants to come and live in Queensland. We saw, the housing values here in Queensland go up by 2% in January, so outperforming the rest of the country. Adelaide, or I should say regional South Australia, did pip Queensland at the post with 2.1% increase there. So again, people looking to get out into a bit more wide open space perhaps. Now the listings that were advertised in January, not the volume coming, but the volume that were on the market was 20% lower than January last year. So it's interesting to see that there's certainly a tightening has happened over the last 12 months, which of course makes it more of a seller's market than a buyer's market. Interestingly, we saw actual volume of sales up 15% from January last year, so not quite in line with that 20%. So perhaps a few more people holding back at the moment just to see what's going to happen with the economy. So a lot of info for you this week, but I hope that's given you a bit of an update on what's going on, and we'll see you next week.